Hi foodies, I made some really simple pork chops with gravy and I'm sharing the recipe with you today. So stick around so we can get into this deliciousness. So let's go ahead and season this. I have my pork chops and they were rinsed with some vinegar and water. And now I'm just going to add some seasoning. So there's some paprika, all-purpose seasoning, there's some black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. Everything will be listed in the description box. So I'm just mixing these together. All right. And then we're just going to sprinkle this all over. Now, I love my brown stew pork, my Jamaican style brown stew pork, but this is going to be just a little bit different. So I'm not going to be adding any soy sauce and browning and all of that. So we'll season this and then this is going to be marinated overnight. I felt like I needed a little, fresh ground pepper, so I did add some more pepper. So sit that in the fridge overnight and then the next day I have my non-stick pan here. I just put some oil and butter. And then we are going to try to, sear the pork chops, cook it in this beautiful fat. Butter is flavor, guys. All right. So we're trying to just get a little browning action going on. It doesn't have to be super dark. Okay. So pork chops really don't take that long to cook. I'm searing it, I'm turning it on the sides as well so we can render that fat that's on the sides. So just keep browning it, okay? And then we're going to be taking it out of the pan. So about 3 minutes on each side, 3 to 4 minutes on each side, okay? And then I just put more butter. I did not tell you this was a weight loss diet food, okay? Put more butter in there. And then we're going to be making our gravy. All right. So we're going to add some diced onions. We're going to go in with some garlic as well. And just stir this around. There's a little minced ginger in there as well. Stir things around. Okay. And we're going to allow this to soften. Once these are softened and smell so good, we're going to stir in the flour, okay? So just cook the flour for about a minute or, 45 seconds. We're trying to get out that starchy, floury taste, okay? If you feel like this is just drying up too fast, you can add just a touch of butter, but just keep stirring this around, okay? This is just going to give the gravy that nice thickness, all right? After about a minute, then we will add some chicken broth or vegetable broth, whichever you have. Just pour that in there and stir it around. So the broth is just going to help to dissolve the flour. It's going to lift up all the stuff that's stuck to the pot. We'll add some Worcestershire sauce. And we're going to be adding some apple cider vinegar. And then some brown sugar, of course, to balance that out because we have that acidity, right? Of course, I couldn't leave out the Jamaican side of me completely, so I'm putting some pimento greens, some allspice berries, all right, just a few, and some rosemary and thyme. These are fresh, okay? Stir that in. And I add a little bit of minced scotchbonnet pepper, okay? So it's gonna give it a little flavor and a little heat. Now I'm going to go in with a little ketchup. If you are too bougie to add ketchup, then you can add a little bit of tomato paste or tomato puree or something like that. But I love to add a little bit of ketchup. You get some tang, some sweet, you get the color of the ketchup, right? And then I'll add some pepper and the salt if needed and some paprika right here. So this is just going to give it a beautiful, brilliant color, okay? And then I add a little more of my seasoning. All right, try to get a Caribbean brand when you're using all-purpose seasoning. Okay, stir that in, taste again, and you guys can adjust to your liking. Then once you do that, just add the pork chops back to the pot. So we're just gonna simmer this for a little bit. We're gonna spoon the sauce over it and let it simmer. Add those juices, you know, because the pork chops were resting. So just add the juices that were on the plate. And you just want to get an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit to be safe. But if you want to get it, you know, more done, you can go up to 150, 155, 160, okay? So guys, after simmering this for about, you know, 5 minutes, depending on how thick the pork chops are, after that you can strain the gravy if you want, or you can serve it up with the veggies. And this is it. Beautiful. Served up with the gravy. I just sprinkle on some parsley. It's really delicious, guys, and it was so juicy. All right, because it was partially cooked when we brown it. So when you simmer it, you don't have to simmer it for a very long time. And you can always use your meat thermometer if you want to be safe. All right, really delicious. You can have it with rice or some mashed potatoes. So good. So give it a try and come back and let me know how you like it. All right, I'll see you guys next time.